So I see it's now time to install the mat, which is steps 6 and 7 in your installation instructions. So to find the first rod position, you need to look for the blue tag on the mat and match that with the blue sticker on the frame. People generally find installing the mat rods is quite difficult, but there is a technique that makes it a bit easier. What you do is you get two people. One person is on the inside and the other one is on the outside. If you're the outside person, step up to the trampoline with your palm facing upwards. Take hold of the white mat rod, put your elbow into your hip, put your right foot forward, and then use your hip to push your elbow, and it's much stronger than your arm, so it gives you the strength you need to push the mat rod inwards. The person underneath takes hold of one of the rods and pulls it in towards the center of the trampoline, while the person on the outside grabs hold of the end by the ball and guides it into the mat rod holder. The inside person should visually confirm that the black ball is in the holder before either person lets go of the rod. A lot of this technique is not about how strong you are, but about using your body weight in the right way and using your hip and legs to apply the force rather than using your arms. What you're intending to do is to push it in towards the center of the trampoline, lift it up against the trampoline mat, then let it come back, moving your hips backwards so that it clicks into the mat rod holder. The mat rod holder may have moved in its pocket, so check that its tag is outside the pocket before trying to insert the rod into it. Always grab the rod with your palm up, so grab it from underneath. Remember that once you've loaded it, it has got a lot of energy in it and you don't want your face anywhere near it, so always keep your face on a different level than the end of the rod. Removing a rod is really the reverse of putting a rod in place. You need to put your palm up, take hold of the rod, put your elbow into your hip and push with your hip. As you're pushing in towards the center of the trampoline, you need to lift the rod upwards so that it can go over the edge of the mat rod holder and be released. Once it releases, you push it towards the center of the trampoline, lower it down and keep hold of it as you step back. It's important not to twist or rotate the mat when removing the rods. This is likely to damage the mat rod holders and be a safety hazard. So once you've assembled all the rods, you want to check that they're properly seated. One way of doing this is to go around the edge of the trampoline, pressing down heavily on the edge as you go, and that'll make any of them that might be not seated properly, it'll ensure that they're properly seated. It may push any of them that are not quite firmly in the frame, may push them down into the frame as well. Congratulations, you've installed the mat. But before you start jumping, the next thing to do is to raise the net.